Seeing him play here in the NBL and really dominating and being a runner-up for MVP, it just blew my mind. He's always had the talent, so just to see him thrive just makes me happy.
Yeah, Quatnoy and Kendrick Davis have been having some kind of season playing together. The sixth man of the year. He wants that again, and you can guarantee that KD wants that MVP. Brad Rosen, as we get into this one, if you're Brian Goorjian, what is on his whiteboard coming into it?
Well, one of the things I think the Kings have done really well over the last stint where they've won so many games is the aggression from tip-off. They set the tone very early, and that's something you want to go. Now, when you're setting the tone early, what that means is you can play with pace. They've got to get their rotations well. They've got to make sure that they get stops and they run. They want to run with Illawarra for 40 minutes and keep going. And the last one is smother JaVale and QJ. One of the things that's happened over the last month or so is they can get frustrated if things don't go their way. That's the job for the Kings tonight.
Very well done, Brad. I'm jealous of your performance, but guess what? I'm Justin Tatum of the Australian champion NBL Illawarra Hawks. Let's look at the whiteboard. Hey, let's bring our championship mindset back right now. It's a new identity. Trey, Lockie, Young, oh wait, they're not here. Tyler, Sam, I need you guys to bring it back. Hey, JaVale and Sam, I need at least 8 offensive rebounds. They're midgets on the other end. Let's dominate the glass. And finally, let's play with pace. Let's go.
He's
Derek Rucker is up and about, everybody. There's energy coming into this one. Very quickly, who's winning?
I got Sydney by 8.
Oh, after all that, Kings.
This is potentially a danger game for the Kings, but we cannot wait for it. The Illawarra Hawks are in town. They brought their fans with them, but this is the Kings' home ground. Find out who's going to win it after this.
The Sydney King plant their flag in the ground as a championship contender. And right now, this Sydney team are red hot.
Make no mistake, they're into this championship hunt up to their eyeballs. The hottest team in the league, the Kings.
They are legitimate championship contenders.
When he knocks down his first couple, David, he's as dangerous as anybody in the competition.
Good luck trying to stop this man when he's in this frame of mind.
Stepping back and cashing it. Kendrick Davis is 1 of 1, and this Kings machine is humming.
They've just been on a tear. And they are looking in seriously good shape.
This is sporting opera, make no mistake about it. Hungry Jacks NBL Pride Games continue tonight. We're in the fantastic Harbour City. It's a New South Wales derby. Sydney against Illawarra. Both sides in form. So much on the line. So much to look forward to. You are inside Kudos Bank Arena off the back of a big crowd who watched the Kings take down Adelaide last Sunday, 106-101. The Hawks come to this arena off back-to-back wins, having scored a ton in both. Look at the ladder. The Sydney Kings go second for the first time this season if they win tonight, and Illawarra can move within 1 win of the top 6, meaning a playoff position is very much calling their name. Good evening, everybody. Matt Russell alongside Derek Rucker and Brad Rosen. This is a contest, man, which quite simply sells itself.
It certainly does, and over the past couple of seasons, the Illawarra Hawks have dominated this rivalry, but this year, Brian Goorjian has reversed his team's fortunes and has his team performing at a level that many consider to be the hottest in the competition right now. But I still think these games, the two coming up between these two teams, they mean more for the Hawks, Brad.
Well, before we get to the Hawks, Derek, look at Torrey Craig. The Kings have won 5 straight, 11 of 13, 15 of 19 going back a few months. Why such a turnaround after a stuttery start to the season, Brad?
Well, it all happened after the FIBA break, where Brian Goorjian was able to take his team into training and get a number of repetitions on the court, and then they were able to stick the defense. We just spoke to Brian Goorjian, and really the head of the snake was Bull Quoll. Now he got injured, then they brought this man in. He has been outstanding in the 2 games he's played.
His stat line against Adelaide, remarkable. Tonight, Matthew Dellavedova back. How does Torrey Craig and Delhi fit into the same team, Derek?
Well, the Sydney Kings now added another primary ball handler and a guy that's an assist creator in Matthew Dellavedova, and that makes Torrey Craig's job even easier because he can read defenses, read his teammates, look for gaps, look for shooting spots, and we see that stroke has vastly improved. And right now, Torrey Craig may be going down as one of the greatest late-season additions in NBL history if the Kings can go to the championship series.
Couple of seasons in the NBL, then nearly 600 NBA games, and now he's back down under playing for the Sydney Kings. The Illawarra Hawks, their run home is tough. They are close enough. Are they good enough right now? Well, that will be answered over those 7 games. Starting tonight against the Kings, then they're back home for a couple of big ones against Perth and Adelaide. Are they good enough to get into the top 6, Brad?
Oh, yeah, they're definitely good enough. Your way to look at this team is, and what I like is the fact about 2 games ago, they realised there is a chance we can make it. So they've come out and taken care of the last 2 games. This team is coming up the highway, and they love nothing better than to beat the Sydney Kings. Even forgetting what the ladder situation is, this team is coming to play tonight.
Derek, yes, no. Hawks fall into the top 6.
I think it's going to be really tough because of the strength of schedule. They must win all of their home games, and I think they have to get this game right here. This is the one that could get them going in the right direction if they could knock off the Kings here at Kudos Bank Arena.
QJ Peterson, he's made 3 threes in 6 consecutive games. How do you see his role in Illawarra's chances tonight?
Oh, he's an elite scorer, make no mistake about it. This guy can create a shot for himself anywhere on the floor. The only thing I think Justin Tatum wants a little bit more of is playmaking and ball distribution. But I think with this 2-split lineup that they're rotating with, Brad, QJ has a lot more offensive responsibility, and I think he's relishing in that role.
We've seen this guy go off for 42 points in a game. The key is get to him early. They cannot get him to get a look, because if he starts to roll, he'll dance, he'll enjoy it, and he'll love the moment.
Joe Healy had plenty of questions for you men pre-game. I've got one for you, Joe. Who have you got an eye on this evening?
Thanks, guys. I'm really looking forward to seeing Matthew Dellavedova back out there for the Sydney Kings, guys. He hasn't played for about 3 weeks, obviously out with a concussion. We spoke to Brian Gordon before the game. He's going to play 3 to 4 minute blocks, just bring that injection of energy and intensity that we know he plays with. Now, the Kings have been on a bit of a roll without him, but it's a scary prospect. They get even better tonight.
Absolutely, on paper there he is, the NBA championship winner in the huddle. When it comes to the Sydney Kings, they are unchanged in terms of the starting 5 compared to that win against Adelaide on Sunday. Kendrick Davis, Tim Suarez, the men to start every game for the Kings this year. There is Suarez. As for Illawarra, there is a change. Tyler Harvey back into the starting 5, meaning he starts for the 22nd time in 25 games this year, so it's a normal role, but he was out, back in. Only Wani Swaka Labullock has started every game for the Hawks.
Matty, very interesting here. Peatling's just come out and started getting ready to start, and the referees have just come to him and said, "No, we didn't have your name down." So Tyler Harvey is having to come off the bench before even tip-off. He will now start.
Not the first time this season we've had a starting 5 hiccup for the Hawks.
Well, he's calling us up straight away, but Tatum is not happy.
Well, this gives them a smaller, more mobile lineup to start the game with. And if I was Justin Tatum, I'd just ride it out for a minute and see how it goes.
Sydney v Illawarra for the 3rd time this season. The Kings are 2-0 against their New South Wales rivals. Can Illawarra keep the freeway series alive? Can they keep their championship defence alive? Underway on a Thursday night at Kudos Bank Arena, and an immediate fumble from the Hawks gives first possession and first shot to the Kings. Davis off the mark, and it falls now for Tyler Harvey. Harvey working off the bounce pass from JaVale McGee. Nice start, Illawarra.
McGee's an outstanding passer for a big man. Drops a nice bounce pass on a backdoor cut, leading to a nice shot from Tyler Harvey. Good start by the Hawks.
Just back to that starting 5 change, as we see Mason check in now and Tyler leave the floor. Early this season, they blamed the glasses that Justin Tatum wasn't wearing for filling in the sheet the incorrect way. There was a wry smile on the coach again as he looked at us and shook his head. Maybe it's something similar. Davis for Suarez, they rotate. Back for Kendrick Davis, and he has his first points for the night. He's been past 20 or 220 in 6 of his last 7.
He's uncheckable right now, make no mistake. He's able to get to his mid-range, he gets to the rack well, and he's starting to shoot the 3 as well. Nice.
Peatling can't finish, and it falls for this man, Jalen Galloway, who's had big performances against the Hawks this season. Nice soft touch at the free throw line.
Well, that's 2 easy baskets for Illawarra. For the Sydney Kings. Poor defense by Illawarra. First one, Kendrick getting a layup, and now that one easy as well. They got to pick up this defense and not allow it so easy, or this is going to be a track meet.
It's a great rivalry led by Sydney, 67-55 over the decades. But on this floor, it's 13-10 in favour of Illawarra, and Mason Peatling is on the board.
Nice job by QJ Peterson to improve the passing angle and deliver that ball to McGee, who then got it to Peatling for a nice shot. And Kendrick Davis is just playing with supreme confidence. Had that ball on the deck, and it's so creative with the basketball, gets the spots well.
Well, just to elaborate on what you were saying there, Derek, the fact that they got in McGee and the Kings did what they did for the last 2 times that they've played Sydney and Illawarra is double on the catch. But what I do like is now the other 4 players for Illawarra can't stand around and watch McGee get doubled. Peatling got to a good spot, got it, finished well. That's the key for tonight.
And I believe Brian Gorgon wanted Tyler Robertson to tag Peatling more and stronger, and perhaps even take away that feed into Peatling.
Davis, season high of 40 points, also his NBL career high. He's fresh from a career high 14 assists against Adelaide. So back to your earlier point, Derek, he is feeling it at the moment. JaVale McGee lets loose with a 3. It's off the mark.
Well, we just watched Malawatch there bring play defense on QJ Peterson. That's something that he has brought this year, and it's a lot going against Bull Quo as well. You can imagine these two going at training. Bull's out now, but that's something Malawatch has really picked up. His energy and his efficiency and his strength on the defense has been brilliant.
McGee now 5 of 20 in the land of plenty, as Jalen Galloway shows him how to drop the tray.
He goes and gets a nice, easy mid-range opportunity a couple of possessions ago, knocks that down, and then he opens up his game and shows you what he can do out of his bag. Knocks down a little step-back 3 as Illawarra throw it into the front row. Look at the Amy replay. Galloway, he can do this now. He's skilled. Rocks Peatling, steps back, knocks down the 3.
Opening a 5-point lead for Sydney. Galloway having returns of 9 points and 12 against the Hawks this season. Suarez off the mark. Rebound for Robertson. Suarez from close range, blocked by McGee. The league leader in that regard gives it up for Bill Wally, bails to miss, and Malawatch grabs the rebound. Davis in traffic, can't score. Malawatch proving a pest to win possession and score points.
He's wiry, athletic. He has a great nose for the basketball. Does a nice, effective job in finishing that shot. Watch Malawatch.
Relishing the opportunity he's been given after the injury to Bull Quo. McGee spots Peatling on the move, and that'll be a foul called on Tyler Robertson. Peatling to the line.
Well, I love seeing these teams start. Now you look at the talent in this league. Look at the team. You see the Malawatch screen here, and the steal, and he finishes. But have a look at the substitutions coming in. Xavier Brooks and Dellavedova coming in for the Kings, and you've got Tyler Harvey coming in, and probably not Sam Crowley along the way. These teams are deep and very talented.
Your stat on the Hawks in a moment, but we'll wait till Mason Peatling gets through these free throws. He makes the first.
Early on, the Kings are dominating on the glass.
And he misses the second. They were 31 consecutive made free throws, having dropped all 27 in that win against Brisbane. I didn't want to go through that before Mason stepped up, and luckily I didn't, otherwise I would have copped the blame. There's Suarez scoring.
Derek, I'm curious to know, this is one of the challenges the Kings are going to have now with Delhi being back. I mean, obviously he's bringing his defense, but now you're putting Tory Craig in the 8th person off the bench, or 3rd off the bench, but 8th player. A lot of talent. He's got to be able to play everything.
QJ Peterson. Swish, says QJ.
Well, one of the positive things about having a guy like Matthew Delvedova on your team is he's so selfless, and he understands what the mission is. The mission is to win the NBL title, and he's going to do whatever it takes, knowing how close he was last season.
It was a long two from Peterson. As we touched on pre-game, he's made 3 threes in his last 6 games at least. Made 3 threes. Delvedova, great to see him back after missing 4 games. After that heavy head knock against Melbourne.
I'm not sure. All I have is back. No idea. I can't help no information.
Well, from the angle we had, I thought it was off Cooks' shoulder.
Possession arrow, Brad, goes the way of Illawarra.
So it looked like it was tipped and then came off Cooks' shoulder, gone out, but it was very quick.
Well, with Sam Proling in the game, let's see if they change up their offensive look. Greed out there with the energy.
Greed spinning away from Davis, losing possession as he looked for Froling, and KD off and running for Xavier Cooks to elevate and dunk. And we'll have a timeout called by Justin Tatum.
Stops and run. That's the key for the Sydney Kings, and that's the way they want to play. Good penetration there. Unfortunately, they turn the ball over, and then look at Kendrick Davis. Gives it to Xavier Cooks and says, yeah, let's take that, Illawarra.
And we know that's what really gets Cooks going in a game. Early transition opportunities, and he slams that one home for the Kings, up by 8.
Having already beaten Sydney by 20 points plus on 2 occasions, it's the Kings by 8. Over to you, Joe Healy.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Matty, I actually spoke to Xavier Cooks about that before the game, and he said, look, we still remember the fact that they swept us last season. We want to do the same to them this season. However, while they are aware of the threat that the Hawks pose and the talent that they do possess, the Kings are very aware that that second spot on the ladder is up for grabs tonight. They've admitted that it is going to be in the back of their minds coming into this one. Make no doubt about it, they are hungry for that second spot and they are gunning for the Phoenix, guys.
Absolutely, Joe. Haven't been second all season, Sydney. They can go there tonight, and as you mentioned, the sidelight is they can wrap up the Freeway Series hardware, something they haven't taken for a few years now.
Well, more importantly is that they have the best percentage in the NBL, so if they get in any tie-break scenarios, they win out based on the fact that they've been able to just blow teams out. Not only here at home, Brad, but on the road, they've been very good as well. And having a guy like Kendrick Davis as the star of this team certainly gives you a chance anytime you play a game.
Well, I like this team on the court for Illawarra here. It's 5 guys that can penetrate, shoot. Davo's one of those guys. A bit turnover prone this year, but he's starting to get back to the way he played last year. They're getting into Sam and Grudo. Well, he's given them great minutes in certainly the last month or 2.
Now look, the Hawks, the scoreboard math, they're going to need to knock down some threes. They're not going to beat the Kings outdoing them inside the three-point line, so they've only taken 2 thus far.
Step up this man, QJ Peterson, along with Tyler Harvey, maybe Todd Blanchfield off the bench, and others. Rolling, guarded by Suarez spectacularly. The Brazilian gets it done. Back to your point, Derek, the Kings on this 5-game winning streak, averaging more than 100 points per game, not kept under 95 points. They are high octane, high scoring, and the Hawks are going to have to be either defensive clamps or scoring more freely than they are now to beat them.
Well, I wouldn't bank on the Hawks improving anything significant on the defensive end. So that's why my focus would be trying to disrupt the Kings' offense with good offense of our own.
Yeah, no, you're right. They're going to score 90 to 100 points to even be in the chance here, no question, and limit the shots that they're taking already. The Kings are taking 11 shots for the game compared to Hawks' 8. But it's just a key. 2 turnovers for the Hawks, 0 for the Kings. Possession is key.
Or you slow the pace down, Matty. But then, again, that puts more pressure on every offensive possession.
1 of 2. Greeder wants that to count, and it will.
Well, that's the energy he brings. Takes it all the way up the court. He loves that 2-foot jump, if there's the right words to use, to be able to finish it down low, but off the basket. So now they've got to get stops and run. Look out here for Portnoy.
Wow. Davis On the foul as he tried to weave through traffic. He'll go to the line for 2.
So quick. That crossover was devastating as he split the Hawks defenders on his way to the hoop.
Interesting pickup from NBL stats. Xavier Cooks, Matthew Dellavedova, Torrey Craig coming off the bench. That's way over 1,000 NBA games off the bench, which has to be some sort of NBL record. To have 1,000+ NBA games off the bench.
It might be an NBL record to have 1,000 NBL games, but to have an NBA, that's brilliant.
Dan Greta working baseline, getting to the backboard and getting 2 more.
Nice action there between Greta and Harvey, who set a little brush screen.
Davis. Turns outside to Dellavedova. Guarded by Harvey, and that's an offensive foul. Little too vigorous in the eyes of the referees. Your panel tonight, Michael Aylen, Travis Stewart, Alex McEwen.
Well, you just look at the replay here. Great defense from Tyler. Yes, he put a bit of mayo on that, but he has been watching and knows what Delly's move is. He loves to go over his left shoulder and pound, and then it's a little hook or a turnaround little fade. Good defense, Tyler Harvey.
Rolling for Hickey, outside. Dan Greta catches the iron. The offensive board gets them to go again. Plenty of ball movement. Greta from the same spot, this time with a better finish.
I like that initial set. They went to the elbows hit where Froling gets it, and he kind of drives and engineers the offense. Did a good job in setting up Greta. And here comes Quatnoy. He makes noise right away.
Tough bucket for a man who can splash the threes. That time he muscled up and got it done. Wow, Hickey. Behind the head, a little too fancy from the Hawks, may turn it over. Hickey nearly gets it back.
Hickey saying he deflected it off of Davis. Michael Aylen not buying it.
Well, here comes Blanchfield. Hasn't shot the ball really well this year, but he is one of these guys that if he gets going and has that first look, he can get rolling. If I'm Illawarra, I am going to him early. Let's not make him pound down low and defend. Go early, get him a look, and if he drops it, it opens up.
Noy puts it on the floor, gets to close range, but can't finish. Blanchfield the rebound for Hickey. Tyler Harvey, let's rip with a 3. It misses, and the ball is there for the Kings.
I like that quick look 3 there for Harvey. Just didn't knock it down, but the action was sound.
Noy looking for Cooks, and again they cough it up. Harvey again off the ring. This man with 2 points for the game, 1 of 3 shooting. Froling tried to get his own rebound, couldn't. Sydney by 6. Torrey Craig, an air ball.
Both teams dried up offensively.
He's missed his last couple of shots. Puts it up for Hickey to look down low, and Cook says, no, Sam, not today, not on my watch. Quatnoy finds his range from outside.
He cannot afford to give him any space. Must stay connected to the body, otherwise he'll punish you just like he did there. Noy now with 5 points.
He's at career-high 6 threes on 3 occasions this season. Can't get to the magic 7. And now Tyler Harvey draws the foul. Off to the line for 3 after Malawatch gets it wrong and gives up. A man shooting the free throws at above 90%. 3 shots at the line.
I like that move from Tyler Harvey. He's been aggressive. Yes, he's taken a few and may have missed them as well, but he's been aggressive. They need him. He's shooting 41% from the field. It's a little bit down from the 3-point line, but 90% from the free throw line. So you give him the cross.
Tyler shoots. I can tell you the NBL and Disney Plus have given you the chance to win one of 10 12-month Disney Plus standard subscriptions. Head to nbl.com.au/app or scan that QR code for your chance to enter. NBL and Disney Plus combining.
Speaking of Disney Plus, how good is it that it looks, that is such good graphics.
We'll talk more Ignite Cup during this game because the final is set. Malawatch gets it done over the top of Wani Swakalaboy.
Poor defense by the Hawks after a made free throw to give up a layup on the other end.
Dickey stepping his way through the keyway.
Poor defense in return by the Kings.
Well, that's what you got to do. If you're up the court on the defensive end, Davo is good enough to be able to get that done. He's just got to take him on. Got away with one there.
Boy, this is his second three-point attempt for the night. Here's McGee. Again, Suarez standing tall under the bucket.
McGee tried to go through his chest instead of elevating over the top.
Suarez now has a denial on both Illawarra bigs. Good work, Tyler Harvey. Blanchfield heads up play, and Harvey gets the gimme.
Good scrap there by Harvey to create an opportunity for himself off of good defensive pressure.
Final minute of the first quarter. The run-up from Dellavedova falls for the man who shot the ball. Torrey Craig, yes, 3 more for Torrey.
Well, he's just been dynamite since he's come back. I said it before, and I'll say it again, the game seems to slow down for him. He just has so much time, patience. Look at his defense here. What an outstanding pickup he's been playing this season for the Sydney Kings.
He's not slowing down, even at 35 years of age. Dickey can't finish. McGee does, just inside the clock. The Kings leading throughout the first quarter. They head to the first break out by 6. 28-22. The team in purple just in front.
Make some noise for our Sydney Kings dance crew.
It's quarter time here at Kudos Bank Arena. The Sydney Kings with a 6-point lead over the Illawarra Hawks. The Kings exploiting the Hawks D in the first 10. Justin Tatum not happy with his troops in the huddle. He absolutely scolded them and said they are punking you at that end of the floor, guys. What do the Hawks need to do to hold their ground at the defensive end?
Joan, maybe they need their bigs to start scoring. They're 1 of 6 combined, Froling and McGee, Derek.
And I've been critical of the Illawarra perimeter players throughout the course of the season for their inability to deliver the ball to their big men, but they've done a good job in that first quarter as they turn that ball over there. But the bigs just haven't finished yet.
3 turnovers from the Hawks in the first quarter. That's number 4 for the game, compared to 3 for the Kings. Dan Greeter led the Hawks in that first quarter with 7 points, ahead of Tyler Harvey 6. Kendrick Davis with 6 for the Kings. Ahead of Jalen Galloway and Quatnoy 5 each. Harvey needs an option. Goes down low to McGee under shot clock pressure, gets there just in time for 2.
Well, I was just about to say, they've just got to go inside. If you're not going to give the ball to McGee, then sit him down. That's what you need him out there for. Yeah, he can block shots in his rebound, but he's got to get touches because they're either going to double or play one-on-one, and there's a foul on Tyler Harvey there for Kendrick. But just going back to that, you just got to give him the ball, Derek. Otherwise, what's he out there for?
Well, on that initial side, when they first pushed it down and Wani Swakala-Bullock had it, and he had the opportunity to get the ball inside JaVale, didn't do it, and reversed it, and JaVale was very, very frustrated with Swakala-Bullock.
Well, it's important that they go to him because you look at the first shot that JaVale got. He got it, and he shot it so quickly because he hadn't seen the ball. Now, if you get him touches, he's going to make plays. You said how good he is for passing the ball. He's going to make open shots for someone else. So get him the ball, play it different when he's off the court and Sam Collins in that 5.
Kendrick Davis now up to 8 points. It barely seems like he's done anything.
Wani Swakala-Bullock in his preferred position, doing what he does so well.
Well, if I'm Illawarra here, I'm very happy with the position I'm in. They're not playing the greatest basketball, but they're down only by 3 against a very talented Kings team. This is a great start to the second quarter.
Swakala-Bullock 3 in the corner. Now they turn to defense. Jalen Galloway, shot clock to 5. Wow. What a shot, the spin, shoot. Nothing but net. Swakala-Bullock back to Tyler Harvey. Tough shot goes.
Now the shot making starts to show up. On the other end, Galloway went Kobe mode. And then Harvey shows why he's a superstar.
Cook spinning away from Hickey, gets it second time around and gets it to go.
This is what happens when you play scoreboard. You look at that Amy replay here. Look at this. Harvey, they didn't really get a lot here, and then he just goes to the corner. And like you said, you've got to have a hand up when you're playing this guy. Knocks it down. And this one here, when you play small ball, you've got to rebound. And 1, Xavier Cooks.
Free throw miss leaves the difference at 4. Blanchfield under pressure. Tyler Robinson, great hustle. And the Hawks get out of jail. Blanchfield pulls up, misses the 3. Suarez gets the rebounds. Foul will be called on Xavier Cooks.
Yeah, he was holding JaVale there, which meant he couldn't get that rebound. But I don't mind that shot from Blanchfield. He's trying to get going. He's working his butt off down the other end. Take a look, and he's going to get another one in the corner.
Hasn't been his year, shooting-wise, has it? But remember his big finish to the season last year as the Hawks went on to take the championship. Speaking about big, it's finished by Tim Suarez.
Kendrick Davis with another outstanding pass. Sets up Suarez for the dunk. Davis had 14 assists in the victory over Adelaide right here on Sunday.
That career-high mark as Hickey gives it plenty of air off target.
And that's where he's got to find confidence in his ability to catch and shoot the 3 ball.
Wow, it's quick. Fingertips by Hickey wins possession. And Will Hickey unimpeded. Takes 2.
While he may not have that confidence in the 3 ball, his open court play is outstanding as another brilliant broken play. Athlete Kendrick Davis gets it done. Pull up 3.
Well, we've just been saying how good Kendrick Davis is, but look at that dive, straight on the money. Kendrick Davis, he's been double figures assists the past few games, but that is just beautiful. And the big man doing what he should do, rim to rim.
So his 2 assists today take him to 400 NBL assists after 1 season at Adelaide, now his first season at Sydney. 400 dimes for Kendrick Davis as McGee scores. Brad, our colleague, Derek Rucker, says, when you have 2,836 assists, come and speak to me.
Oh, wow. I respect tremendously Kendrick's ability to create with the basketball, but also thank you, Maddie.
15 seasons, quite the number. Where does that rank overall in all-time NBL assists from D-Ruck, Brad?
It's 4th. I think he's 4th. Does that mean that's how many times you got doubled?
The Hawks. Now, look, offensive foul.
Well, I don't have a problem with that because they called the one down for Delhi the other end. So that's very similar. Watch the shoulder dropping, boom. Right there, you can say there's a bit of mayo on it, but it's the same as Delhi at the other end, right there.
Was it as forceful as the
I think it was.
Delhi on Harvey?
Yeah, I think it's similar. Just see that extension of the elbow.
Yep. 42-34. The home team by 8. The Kings chasing 6 straight wins. The Kings chasing second spot for the first time this season, and now Davis is going to the line for 2 after being fouled by Dan Greeter.
That's a great set the Kings run. A little flare action to get Davis isolated. And then if he doesn't decide to go one-on-one with that whole side of the court free, they bring over a ball screen and let him go to work. Very tough on his defender to have to deal with all of those actions.
Well, we were talking about it before the game as well, and we said one of the keys for Illawarra was 2 words, 40 minutes. You just got to play with this team for 40 minutes. They're not going to stop. They're going to keep coming on the offensive end, and they were right there, down 3. But since then, that's been a 13-5, 13-6 run, I should say, and that struggles.
Dan Greeter's minutes might be limited because that's his 3rd foul. He goes straight to the bench.
Good minutes too.
Always bringing energy off the bench, Dan Greeter. Kings' biggest lead at quarter time was 9. Here they are out by double figures. McGee from the mid-range catches the front of the rim, and a strong rebound caught by McQuatch Malawatch. Davis guarded by Swaka Labullet. Galloway can't fill it up. Will Hickey drops in off the peak. Swat goes to Watnoy. The application from Sydney under their own bucket, getting 5 stars tonight. Now Noy finished off by Suarez.
Good broken play basketball by the Sydney Kings. Leading to a tip in there.
I just want to talk about here the Illawarra offense. Now, I know getting Davo down low is sometimes a good offense, but look at 4 players standing around here. Nothing is happening, no one's cutting, and it goes to JaVale, who throws a little floater. Now, that is not going to get it done against the Sydney Kings. Now they just get it to Kendrick, and it's off to the races. They've got to get better sets down the other end, or you are just playing into the hands of the Sydney Kings.
We are lucky to always have the Reebok influencer seats filled here at Kudos Bank Arena, and given it his Pride Round, welcome Mitch Greer, who shares her life on TikTok, embracing her identity as a trans woman and inviting her audience to join her journey through her content. And also there, AJ Lamarck, presenter, comedian, speaker. AJ is a writer, presenter, and is the Pride in Basketball New South Wales ambassador. Welcome Mitch and AJ Lamarck here this evening. 46-34, the Kings by 12, so problems for Illawarra midway through the second.
Without a doubt, and you know, they're doing a good job in terms of their shooting clip. They're at 47%, 33% from deep, but the turnovers are starting to be a factor, and they're missing some pretty good looks, Brad, not only around the basket, but from 3 also. We know a 12-point lead can disappear quickly in this league.
It can also grow quickly against the team as firepower as this.
The Hawks 3 of 9 from beyond the perimeter so far. This man can remedy that. Also, Swaka but not on this occasion. Suarez, another rebound.
I think QJ needs to look for a shot a little bit more. It looks like he's trying to be too much of a facilitator.
Breakdown between Davis and Malawatch gifts the ball back to Illawarra.
Coach Hayden is just in front of us and he's yelling out, stop ball watching, exactly what's happening there. We're all watching the ball and people back up.
Swaka for Mason Peatling. He puts up the 3 ball. The rebound off the fingertips of Froling and out. Just back to Tim Suarez and his strength. 9 points, 5 rebounds so far, building a nice game.
He does a good job of running the floor. He's good on the offensive glass. And an ideal fit for what the Sydney Kings are trying to do under Brian Goorjian.
Back at the Sydney Kings now. Tim Suarez can't take any more points there. His 2 previous stat lines against Illawarra, rock solid as well. He's hurt the Hawks this season. Harvey finds Swaka. The long 2 from Wani.
I thought he was going to catch and shoot the 3, Brad. Pulls up for the mid-range. Tough bucket.
5 points, 2 of 4 for Swaka. 3.5 minutes left in the second. This man certainly has a hot hand, be it scoring or assisting.
Well, Matty, you just mentioned 3.5 minutes. Mark this down 10, 3.5. Big time right now. Last thing the Hawks want is to go down 15 and 20 in this half. And for the Kings, they don't want to go in up or even by about 4 or 5. So it's a big couple of minutes coming up.
Bearing in mind, round 9, it was the Kings winning by 27. On Christmas Day, it was the Kings winning by 24. 2 big margins considering the rivalry between these clubs. And there's Kawatnoi again, flexing those broad shoulders that says, I'm coming at you.
Tough finish. Goes right up over the vertical. Sam Froling.
And then Torrey Craig just hooks it out of Sam Froling's shooting hand for Malawatch to finish at the other end.
Things are getting tough now for the Hawks.
A half century on the board with the best part of 3 minutes left in the half. The Kings right on average. Tyler Harvey, they needed that Illawarra.
They do, and I think QJ, you just mentioned it before there, Derek, he's got to start to look for his shot. They can't just be pounding the ball in down low and hope to find an open man. They've got to make plays.
Craig finding Noi all along. It's a great look and an even better finish. Kawatnoi had an eternity.
Well, I'm not sure if going to double Craig in that circumstance was part of the game plan, but it left Kawatnoi wide open.
Harvey's underarm scoop misses the mark. He draws the foul. He'll go to the line, but here's Kawatnoi. Look at the time. Noi 10 points, including a couple of triples. Your chance to win a Pride Round jersey. Scan the QR code, get involved. The Pride Round now in its 4th season. Great to hear AJ Ogilvy and Isaac Humphrey speak so passionately about it. Being about inclusivity more than anything. No matter who you are, what group you're from, that's what Pride Round is all about.
Yeah, it is great.
Speak to AJ before the game. I'm sure you did as well, Brad.
Yeah, it's good, and I believe he's going to have a chat with Joe at half-time, which is great. And just for Isaac to be able to set that tone where players now know that this is an inclusive, it's our sport, everyone's welcome. It's great stuff.
Torrey Craig steps into another 3.
And look, this has been a weakness for Illawarra all season. They give up good looks from beyond the 3-point line, and they're getting punished tonight. Sydney, 7 of 13. All of them have been high-quality looks.
538 NBA games at 6 clubs, including 6 playoff seasons. NBA highs of 22. Here's McQuatch. Malawatch! Oh, a little bit of flair.
Brad, we've been singing his praises since he came here 2 seasons, 3 seasons ago. lobbying for more playing time because we knew what he could do, and Brian Goorjian this season has unlocked him.
27-year-old Ugandan born, raised in Sydney/Armidale, Uni of New Mexico, comes to the Sydney Kings and is called on in the absence of Bull Quoll and comes up with this.
Well, in the words of our great mate, Homicide, pay that man. He is absolutely balling this year. I'm not sure where his contract is, but pay that man.
Brian Goorjian knows he gave him his coach's award last season. Season high of 15 points, 9 rebounds.
Normal foul. We got to see something.
He had a leak out for a layup, and I thought he grabbed it.
You did, but the whistle had gone, and then the second hand came in.
Brad, just a couple of minutes ago, I've talked about that 12-point lead not being much in this league because teams can swing it against you, and you accurately projected that it could go the other way just as quickly.
Yep.
And now it's out to 18, looking at possibly 19, Matty.
Well, the scary thing is, like you said, there's 60 points. Like, this team scores 100 in their sleep right now. And Illawarra don't have the firepower to get there. So it's got to come some other way.
Their last 5 games, all wins. They put 103 on New Zealand, 105 on Tasmania, 106 on Adelaide, and they're set for 110 plus at this rate, 120 plus against the Hawks. Hickey, let's loose with the 3 ball, tipped back by McGee.
Well, that's okay. That's why you do it. You get your big men, they know the shot's going up, and you get the tip in. Just keep shooting away. You've got to make some shots, but it's this end that they've got to do what they're going to do. The Kings are just shooting close to 60% from the field.
Nice offense.
Dellavedova, great foresight to find Malawatch with a better shot, and McQuatch provides again. He goes to 11 points for the game.
And Torrey Craig will get no counting stat for that, but he generated that 3 by Malawatch.
QJ Peterson for McGee. McQuatch, Malawatch 100% shooting in the first half. All 5 shots finding the mark, including the triple.
What a great thing of a big man. Who was the big man you played with around like that you could just scroll it up and go and get someone?
Ray O's.
Yeah, right, okay.
Dellavedova for Suarez. They missed the mark. Time will beat the Hawks. Will Hickey with the prayer from 3-quarter court. He finds the rim, but not the hole. And it's the Kings out by a big margin at the break. 18 points in front. They're in control and hoping to stay there as they chase a 6th straight victory and 2nd spot on the ladder.
Well, it's business as usual for the Sydney Kings. Defending, high-paced offense. Kendrick Davis getting it done. Let's go down to Joe Healy with Kendrick.
Thanks, Steve. I've got KD with me. KD, you guys really pushed away at the back end of that 2nd quarter. What's most pleasing about the way you're going about it?
Everybody chipping in, everybody playing hard. Yeah, it's a team effort right now. Everybody's in.
How good does it feel when you see someone like McQuatch Malawatch get up like that for that dunk?
Anytime my teammates do something great, I'm happy for them. Everybody put in the work and they deserve it. So anytime my teammates shine, I'm happy.
Good luck for the rest of it.
Thank you.
So it's the Kings leading way at halftime. What can the Hawks cook up in the 2nd? We'll be back to break it all down. You're watching the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Ladies and gentlemen, Beyond Bank Australia proud to be the naming rights partner of the Beyond Basketball Schools program delivered in collaboration with Hoops Capital. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the ref over here. Let's take a look. We've got Tahi. He's a bit dodgy, but I think he's going to be fair. But these students are playing tonight, have won the opportunity to play in front of you thanks to Beyond Bank Australia. Geez, Tahi, you nearly hit the roof.
The referee here as well, the referee and commentator at the same time. The Blues, my team, beautiful shot there. 2 points, 2 points, high five, defend.
Well done, well done.
Yalla, get it.
Keep up, Tahi, you look unfit. Any parents of these kids, Tahi can be bought.
He's good. He's good. Oh, what skill there. Up and down. This guy's my hole.
The Beyond Basketball Schools program gives an opportunity to make basketball more accessible to young people across Sydney and create meaningful opportunities for students to grow and succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, well done.
Oh, that counts. He's good, that kid.
Some of the students participating tonight are from St. Mary MacKillop Primary School,
Clap this kid.
St. Bernadette's Castle Hill, Sydney Boys High, Waverley Public and Belleville Hill Public School. All right, cheer them on, ladies and gentlemen. This kid, go for it.
That's fair play. Play on.
Oh!
Clap
Here
this
he
kid.
goes.
Slap him over the gentleman down the side.
Oh, shit.
He's gone down.
You're right. Compo. Stay now. We'll get Compo. We'll get a new house.
Come back.
Did someone get a photo of that new house? We'll get you a new house. All right. Then you hurt your back. Oh, you're off. Red card. Get off. All right, let's go. Keep playing. Keep playing, kids. Keep going. Here we go.
Oh, it's another intercept. He got the slam dunk. Oh, he got the go.
That was too much.
Like teleport, he'll get it out of the way.
He's going to get. Someone go for a three-point. Someone
Go for a
for
three-pointer.
this kid. Land of the Giants.
Defense that.
He's just going for it.
2 steps.
All right.
Pass it around. Give everybody a shot. That's it. Good assist.
Oh, it's on. Hey, take it easy.
Relax.
I've got cousins. Relax. All right.
Jump ball, you ready?
Oh, here we go. How high do you want to go?
I'll throw it as high as I want. On the roof.
Oh!
This kid's good.
What's the score? What do we got?
6-2.
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL. It is Pride Round here at Kudos Bank Arena, and it's the Sydney Kings leading the Illawarra Hawks 63-45 at halftime. The Kings really creating some separation at the back end of that second quarter, and didn't we love that dunk from Makwatch Malawatch? Derek Crocker, Brad Rosen, what did you guys make of the first half?
A great performance by the Sydney Kings. They've just continued on the trend of style of basketball that they've been on, dominating on the defensive end, excellent offensive execution. They're getting to the free throw line and generating turnovers with their defense. Almost a perfect half of basketball.
You just look at those stats, and Illawarra have shot 2 more shots than the Sydney Kings. It's a tale of their season. The Kings are just shooting at a high clip. They don't even look like they've got out of first gear. And right now, Illawarra have come up against the wall. It's called the Sydney Kings.
Well, Brian Goorjian has talked a lot about KD leading the way on and off the court, and he's certainly doing so in the first 20.
Well, he's got 13 points, but he's only taken 4 shots.
Wow.
He's playing a really smart point guard role out there. He's making sure guys get touches. He's doing a good job with his defensive intensity, and then when the opportunity comes, Brad, he punishes. But look how much joy he's taking in setting his teammates up, and that's what's been most impressive about Kendrick this season.
Completely. Every interview he does, it's always about the coach. It's always about the players. This guy is a general out on the floor now. Look at this, and Derek just mentioned in the Blackmore shot chart, 4 shots, 13 points. He has minimal turnovers. He looks like a joyous basketballer out there. He's loving his teammates. Is it too late for him to get MVP? He's playing well.
He's filling up the box sheet, and that's for sure. What about for the Illawarra Hawks? Obviously struggling at the moment, but Tyler Harvey nailed a couple of good shots at the right time, just trying to build some momentum for them.
Yeah, Harvey's had moments. He made the first bucket of the game, and he's been really solid out there. He's worked hard on the defensive end. He's got 14 points. And were it not for him, the Hawks would be in a whole lot more trouble because their bigs have not delivered, Brad. They've been inefficient with their shooting, despite the fact the Hawks have done a good job of trying to get them the basketball. And let's have a look at Harvey's numbers.
Yeah, Harvey's been brilliant the whole game, but what I do think too is Dan Greeder played really good minutes. He just got 3 fouls. Take those 2 out. This is a 30-point game.
Ooh.
They've got some worries. Tatum's going to have to change something up. You just can't play the same way. It's trapping, it's doing everything. But the Sydney Kings are a juggernaut at the moment.
Yeah, still a massive 20 minutes to come here at Kudos Bank Arena. As we said, the Sydney Kings leading the way by 20 points over the Illawarra Hawks. Coming up tomorrow, though, it's the New Zealand Breakers taking on Melbourne United. That's at 5:30 Eastern. After that, it's Cairns and the Tasmania Jack Jumpers, who are looking to hold on to 6th spot on the ladder. Stick with us, plenty more coming up after the break.
Hungry Jack's fried chicken, saucy tenders, crispy, juicy, smothered in 3 delicious sauces. Come on, get a little messy. New saucy tenders, pure happiness at Hungry Jack's.
Gentlemen, scan the QR code on the screen now and get round for low prices. You want to get your head on the big screen? Scan the QR code. Special shout out, happy 21st to Xavier. Shout out to Jaden and also CJ and Anthony Jr. Mundine in the house and the Agostino boys. They're up on the big screen, look at them. Oh, that's a nice clear camera, well done. There he is. All right, brother, come on, what you got? He's a good man, I like that guy. Good, all the time. Big fan, big fan. Oh. She's stopped, she's on. Yeah, everyone gets a chance to get on, there we go. Well done, thank you to Kmart's.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's Stand are proudly brought to you by Illawarra. Investments out to perform, that's Illawarra. The Sydney Kings would like to thank RWS Global, who deliver our fans in every game day experience. RWS Global is the world leader in delivering groundbreaking live experiences across entertainment and sports. Visit rwsglobal.com.
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL. It is Pride Round here at Kudos Bank Arena. We're about to get into the third quarter. The Sydney Kings are leading the Illawarra Hawks 63-45. I'm Joe Healy. I'm pleased to say that I'm joined by AJ Ogilvie, who used to feature for both of these teams. But AJ, you've really been the face of Pride Round over the last couple of weeks. What has it been like for you as an experience and just to see so much support out there?
Yeah, it's been really heartwarming. Receiving a lot of really positive messages online, but also, ex-players and ex-coaches reaching out and showing their support. It's been fantastic.
We obviously saw the interview with you and Isaac Humphries, who did a great job, by the way. Ice, don't be coming for my job. But what has it meant to you to obviously have the support of him, and you say you've heard from people? Have they reached out and said thank you? Are you glad you did it?
Yeah, very glad I did it. I think the support maybe makes me think I should have done it earlier. I'm super glad that it was with Isaac, because like you said, he's such a great communicator. I think if he wasn't playing, he'd be doing your job. So yeah, should be very thankful.
He probably is coming for it, no doubt. Now, you're obviously a big man. As I said, you played for both of these teams. And a game like this, especially when the Hawks bigs are struggling, how much do you want to still be out there? Do you miss it?
Oh, yeah, miss it every day. I could not go up and back at that pace, though. So, yeah, glad to be sitting courtside and enjoying it. But hopefully my Hawkers can turn around here in the second half.
Well, they are still gunning for that 6th spot, that last play-in position. Tonight's obviously probably a tough one to come back from. But do you think they can get there in the end?
Yeah, Sydney are just so tough. They've got so many weapons. They're bringing, really great players off the bench. They've got to stop and putting so many points on the board, especially from the three-point line.
No, exactly right. Well, AJ, thanks so much for joining us. Incredible work. You're such an inspiration with everything that you've been doing over Pride Round. Best of luck for the future, and hopefully your Hawkies can get up and get into this play-in over the course of the season.
Fingers crossed. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Back to you guys.
Good on you, Joe, with AJ Ogilvy, a proud former Hawk and Sydney King, a proud motivator behind Pride Round and the Sydney Kings. There's the Sydney Kings court announcer, Eric Stevens. Big night for Eric as well. 250 games on the microphone here at Kudos Bank Arena across 16 seasons. So well done to the voice of the Sydney Kings, for the many fans who've come into this arena over the decades, Brad.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. He's a great guy and everyone loves it. They know it. Whose ball is the one he always yells out, and the Sydney Kings fans love it. But he's a good man to go with it as well, and that's what's so nice.
Sydney Kings, every time they win, Brad, he revs this crowd up. And if the Kings go on to win, we might listen in to Eric at the completion of the 4th quarter this evening. But there is the live ladder, and the Kings, for the first time this season, Derek Rucker, are sitting top 2. You have long been saying, don't sleep on Sydney's championship chances.
He also said he'd walk to Perth last year if Sydney won.
The ladder is backing you up.
Well, they've found a way to really crank this defense up to be the best in the league, and they've added an elite offense. And when you put those two together, Brad, you start talking about championship, as Illawarra open the half with a TO.
Not what you want. Don't think I didn't hear you ignore that comment about Perth. Forgetting that one.
The Sydney Kings with the best field goal percentage in the league. Shot the ball at 58% in the first half. The team with the second most points per game, Sydney, had 63 to the half. So on target for another 100-point return. And Kendrick Davis and Tim Suarez combined to force a foul on Wani Swaka-Labullock. First half performers for Sydney. Kendrick Davis, 13 points, but as you mentioned, Derek, only 4 field goals, so he did it at the free throw line, 8 from 8, along with Makwatch Malawatch and Kwatnoy in double figures, and there is Malawatch starting the second where he left off in the first.
13 points, 6 or 7 from the field to go with 6 rebounds, 0 turnovers. Playing brilliantly. Yeah, he'll get caught for a foul on that one, but I love the energy he's playing. There's just that ball-cold defensive stance about him, Terry, that it's just gone to another level this year.
And that's his 3rd foul, so
I'm leaving him. Just let him
looks like
play.
he'll leave him out there, which is understandable with this lead.
And the depth that they have as well.
And also, teach him how to play in foul trouble.
Nice.
Give an opportunity.
Good call.
Before the big games come very, very quickly. Peterson. Good finish. A bit of trouble as he created the shot, but got the desired results. Tim Suarez, the handoff for Davis. Suarez quietly chasing his second double-double of the year, and there's Davis with his 5th shot, a successful one.
And the Kings' offensive spacing right now is elite. Doing a great job.
Turnover again. Jalen Galloway one-on-one with Blanchfield. And we'll have travel called on Galloway.
But all their pressure releases are in the right spot.
Derek, I just want to elaborate. Look at this for Cooks. Look at this spacing, exactly what you said. They know exactly high post, off to Kendrick. How do they play that? Worry about the roll. The spacing's brilliant. They know what they're doing. It is outstanding offensive set coming from a good defensive stop.
Perfect camera angle to clearly demonstrate great spacing amongst offensive players and what it presents.
And Christian, that was off a score, even that fast from the score.
Peterson forces the foul on Galloway. The Hawks had a 41-point third quarter last game against Brisbane. They love a 41-point third quarter here tonight, but the Sydney Kings and their defence, Derek, means it's a totally different assignment than it was last start against the Bullets.
Yeah, probably somewhat disrespectful to mention the Kings and the Bullets defense in the same sentence.
Absolutely.
But Brian Gorgian on these last two possessions has seen Galloway and Malawach both come off their feet to contest shooters and get themselves in trouble. He wants better discipline on their individual matchups. Stay grounded.
Well, this is the thing now, with a 20-point lead, and they want to continue to build that, but now you're building with things that is going to make you get better in the playoffs, and they're the things. Don't jump. What are we doing? How's our health? How's our spacing? What offense are we running? They're the things that he will be concentrating on. He'll be upset at turnovers like that, because coming late down the playoffs, you've got to play for 40 minutes and never turn it over.
And you can see that posturing and that attitude starting to present in a number of coaches. I think Dean Vickerman is entering that mode also.
Peterson runs into a purple wall again. I heard you use that expression at halftime, Brad. Very fitting for what Sydney have given us in recent games, including tonight. They come away with another stop. Malawach enjoys going downhill all the way to the backboard.
He's so nice. Smooth with it in transition. Does a great job with his first two steps in changing from a defensive player to an offensive player.
And now McQuatch Malawach has equaled his season high. There's the red hot chili pepper. Flea sitting beside Luke Longley enjoying the hoops. Red hot chili peppers, you'd be all over that, Derek Rucker, Brad Rosen.
Yep.
Pumping from the
They're a band,
Ferrari as he cruise around.
I like to give it away. Californication. Yep.
Derek.
Suck my kiss. I'm with it.
You are a red hot chili pepper. Can the Hawks get hot via Tyler Harvey or anyone particularly?
I will definitely be making a beeline over to Flea after the game and shaking his hand.
And you better shake Tim Suarez on the way, because he goes to double-figure points, the fourth King to do so. So he has 12 and 5 boards.
Matty is turning into shoot-around out here.
Yep. How can the Hawks change that, Derek? How can they shake things up?
Intensity, effort, Brad.
Yep, and it starts with body language. This has been one of the things that's been a real Achilles heel for the Illawarra Hawks. When they take shots like this and it won't drop, they get their rebound. Now players are getting frustrated. They look over at the coach, the body language is down. This has been game after game.
Boys, they should be desperate. Win this and they're one win behind Tasmania in 6.
Yeah, but
their championship defence is hanging by a thread.
You're right, Matty. But desperation doesn't necessarily mean good effort or good execution. A lot of times desperation is a mask for what's been actually going on for most of the season. And desperation is trying to change a trend that may be incorrigible.
Down by 22. And it's Kawatnoy gets a great look. Can't hit this one. It's the Hawks currently 2 wins behind Tasmania and down significantly on percentage as well. So you could build an argument for the fact they're 2.5, 3 wins behind the Jack Jumpers. Still, the top 6 calling their name. It's a good look.
Great look.
Thank you.
And the Kings really run the floor,
don't they?
They're a pack of horses when they get that ball on the defensive end, and they are out and running, similar to how Illawarra were last season.
Yeah, good call. Yeah.
Stark similarities. And just repeating what we said off the top, the Kings come here on a 5-game winning streak. Tim Suarez has been a big part of that. They've won 11 of their last 13, 15 of their last 19. They are the hottest team in the league, and they're forcing Justin Tatum to assemble the troops. A tangerine timeout called by the Hawks.
10 of 17 from the three-point line. Like you just said, this is just a training run for the Sydney Kings right now. But Illawarra, well, we'll listen to Coach Tatum and see what he's got to say.
We're not down 20-plus points. So we don't go out here and contest. We don't call late pills. We don't step up here to be at the free throw line. So it's like nothing I can draw up for 30 points. It's effort that I need to put on here. And it's the lack of. It's the lack of. Thumbs down. Thumbs down. Mace and T-Roll. They go up here. DG, get a catch. Work on the drive. Sam, get around the area. If it's a dump off or not, take the layup. All right, and then we pick it up. 1 through 4 on contact, go ahead and switch. With KD, we got to be up to touch. Come on, man. One stop at a time. Let's go.
Well, Ben, Justin Tatum is seeing exactly what you are.
Yeah, and he's frustrated. And at some point, the reality comes, Brad, even though we don't want to acknowledge it, that it may be too late, it may be over. And with this one getting away, this is one less opportunity they have to catch Tasmania.
Yeah, and they've got Perth coming in town in 48 hours down at the Gong, so it's not getting easier.
Dan Greeter trying to get away from Davis. Trolling finding Tyler Harvey. Mason Peatling, they turn it over. It breaks down horribly for the Hawks. Noi, Suarez fumbles. Comedy capers at both ends. Now Greeter, I think he was hoping for some sort of alley-oop. Tyler Harvey fouled on the 3 by Torrey Craig, and Tyler can go to the line.
Level two. Much needed opportunity now for the Hawks to go to the line, shoot some free throws, and try and set their defense. Down 25 midway through the third.
Well, it was almost like a shock because the Sydney Kings defense was poor then by fouling a very, very good three-point shooter, the way they've been playing, and you can see that man there. We mentioned Jeremy before, and we talk about Torrey Craig as this free throw's being taken, and we'll take 3. I mentioned to Gorge earlier that it just reminded me bringing a player in that we had when I was an assistant with him in Chris Carrywell in 2003 and 4, how he comes in halfway during the season like Torrey Craig and how good he was, and then Gorge mentioned, yeah, he remembers in 92 when it was Rob Rose. He gets those same feelings. This man can feel something really, really good at the moment, and he's feeling very, very positive and loves this team.
Well, the Hawks dip into a diamond and one little three-quarter court trap, and they get a turnover.
And they'll get points on the end of that.
Jump into it again.
Rolling.
Yep. Jump right into it again. Hickey called it out. Good job, Davo Hickey.
A margin 20 points. Hickey all over Kendrick Davis along with Greeter. Someone's open. It's Tim Suarez with a hot hand, and it's not cooling down. Suarez to 18 points. He's only trailing Tyler Harvey for the game.
Well, inherent in trying to press and trap like that is giving up a shot like that, and Suarez punishes the Kings.
Hickey explored baseline with no luck.
Well, Tim Suarez here, we'll see in the Amy replay. This is 4 of 5 from the field tonight, and this is the balance of this team. It was Torrey Craig 6 of 8 last week. It's 4 of 5 now for Tim Suarez.
They're 11 of 18 as a team.
Greeter gets the 2 to 4. He'll go to the line for another. Illawarra, having taken their spectacular show on the road so well last season, have only got 4 wins outside the Gong this season. Just 4 and 8 outside Illawarra.
And that's where the body language is what I see a lot of times on the road, and that's what I've seen here a little bit as well. They just seem, I don't know if it's frustration with each other, but more, you know, probably just they're professionals and they don't want to lose, but it's been a real hustle and real struggle for Coach Tatum to get this team to play hard every game. Look at that.
Quatnoi on the move. Baseline spotted by Torrey Craig. One end stuttering offense, at the other end, it is brilliant. Now, they apply themselves defensively. Over to Sydney in their home record. Watch this again from Quatnoi, spotted by Torrey Craig. The Kings headed for their 10th win at Kudos Bank Arena this season. Only one more home game to come against Perth. Sunday week, February 15. What an occasion that'll be.
Well, speaking of occasion, look at the score. 80 points with 4 minutes 25 to go in the third. This is unbelievable offense, shooting 61% of 29 of 47 from the field, 11 of 18, as we said, from the three-point line. Derek, they are just putting on a show here.
The way they're playing with the bodies that they're rotating, it's so hard to try and control tempo against them and slow them down.
Well, that's one way to slow that man down. Sub him out. Caution's helped Illawarra.
Sydney's highest score of the season, 119 against Cairns. That's under threat. Xavier Cooks takes 2 more. Sydney have never beaten Illawarra in 3 consecutive games in a regular season, by 20 points plus. Well, that's a big hope of being achieved here tonight, having beaten them by 27 round 9, 24 round 14, currently out by 20 with 4 left in the third.
Well, they've scored over 100 points 9 times this year. 119 is their highest. That was against the Taipans in round 13.
Well, that's in danger.
Yeah, isn't it?
You know, if you're Illawarra down 19, you get this thing to 13, 12 by quarter time.
Yeah.
Start feeling like you got a chance. You can see land.
Which will start with getting stops on Sydney. Cooks. There's one. Harvey looks up, sees Hickey, but they fumble. Another turnover. Number 11 for Illawarra, Torrey Craig. Spectacular. What an athlete.
Smart elevation, Matty. Just kind of wrong stepped Peatling.
Cook grabbed that rebound with authority. Dellavedova looks up for the 3 ball, and it's not tipped home by Cooks. He gets the offensive board. They get 2 eventually.
And I love the shift now in Xavier Cooks' role, because now he can do a lot more of that type of stuff, which is really where he made his name, as Harvey knocks one down from the right wing. 3 ball. He's had a big game now, got 22 on 6 of 8 shooting.
That's a great pickup you have. That's the guy that got the MVP in the grand final series, the MVP of the league, where he can just stroll around, go and do the Xavier Cooks thing, where he just picks up those offensive rebounds, tip-ins, blocks, runs the floor. Really good times for him.
Harvey again, this time no joy. The tip-in by Mason Peatling. And the timeout called by the Sydney Kings. Brian Goorjian wants to reset with 2.5 left in the third. The margin, 18.
And Goorjian just wanting to make sure his team doesn't get loose. Offensive rebound, a couple of layup opportunities. And he wants to get his guys together to tighten it up.
Oh, well, Derek.
That's what's about to.
I know you have just been waiting for this. We're going to throw to Joe here. Come on, Joe, take it over. We've got Derek Rucker very happy next to me.
Guys, the people you meet at basketball games here in Sydney. I'm with the legendary Flea, bassist for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Flea, I take it you like it here in Australia. I went and saw you across the way a couple of years ago. What are you doing out here this time?
I just love Australia. I love to be here. I'm from Melbourne. I was born in Australia. I love Sydney. I love to be here. And I'm developing a really nice, new, sincere love for the Sydney Kings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that point guard, number 1, Davis, awesome basketball player. Beautiful. It's nice to see Torrey Craig. I was watching him in the NBA last year. I just love it. I love basketball. It's beautiful to see, and I'm just so happy to be here.
Does this mean you're going to get some Sydney Kings swag? Because obviously you sit courtside at the Lakers quite a lot, and you dress the part.
You'll be seeing me in some Sydney Kings attire shortly.
There you go.
And what about Luke Longley? You're sat courtside with him now. Do you guys go way back? Have you partied together over the years?
I don't know about partied, but I've met him through the years and admired him very much. He's a really important part of basketball history, what he did. And being Australian, I left Australia when I was 4 years old. But whenever I see Australians, and I love basketball so much all my life, come to America and be great basketball players, I always feel a stirring in my heart, a patriotic feeling. Yeah, so, he's awesome. He's a really nice guy, super smart. He's a soulful man.
Well, we love the fact that you love Luke Longley as much as we do. We love the fact that you're here. Come back anytime. We're massive fans.
Yeah, thank you so much.
The people you find at the hoops, Joe, and Flea appropriately picks the rock star team of the NBL right now to support.
What a great interview by Joe. You could just feel the passion coming out of him. He loved it. Sydney Kings fan. Yeah, Derek.
One of the great fans out of LA of all time. I actually lived in the neighborhood in West Hollywood where those guys attended school, Fairfax High School. And they tell great stories of Los Angeles and California in general.
Brilliant. You sound like you might have watched the Peppers once or twice live, I reckon, Dean.
Certainly have. Many, many times. Dating back to Lollapalooza, too. I could go on and on. Red Hot Chili Peppers mean a lot to me.
You're a fanboy next to here.
Yeah, I can feel it. Yep.
Oh, it's great to have people like that. And, you know, you see him sit next to Luke Longley there, and I mean, absolute two superstars, not just of Australia, of the world. I mean, you were talking of a guy that's a three-time NBL champion, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, this is where our sport's at, and it's fantastic.
Meanwhile, the Hawks cut this to 17.
Can Tyler Harvey catch fire in the last 2 minutes of the third? You're getting it back to Derek's mark of 13, 15. There he is, Tyler Harvey! Landing the triple, 86-72. It's 14 the difference, and Flea shifts uncomfortably in his seat.
Liking this team, this Illawarra team. Look at them play the defense. They're hustling, they're getting out now. Good rebound by Tory.
The reach of Tory Craig, the elevation of Jalen Galloway. What a team Brian Goorjian has.
Tremendous play by Tory Craig. Effort, athleticism, skill to get the pass to Galloway.
Is his head at the rim?
Only 3 years ago, Tory Craig put 22 points on the likes of Kawhi Leonard and Russell Westbrook against the Clippers. Here he is down under, showing us at 35. He's still on young man's legs.
Even if they were able to hold it here at 14 at three-quarter time, that'd be a huge, huge victory for the Hawks going into quarter four.
Oh. Now Xavier Cooks, he liked it the moment it left his hand.
That's an incredible shot. Just great touch.
Thought he got away with a little bit of a moving screen there, but like you said, great touch.
18 the difference. Tyler Harvey caught in the air, couldn't make the shot. Blanchfield on the loose ball, and the Hawks get another go. Hickey backing down Galloway. They've got to shoot the ball. Hickey leaves it short. Shot clock, game clock, only seconds to play out. Xavier Cooks misses but draws the foul. He'll go to the line for two.
I didn't like that Hawks possession on the other end where they were trying to post Hickey up on Galloway. I didn't see an advantage there. I'd have much preferred, with the way Harvey's cooking right now, get the ball to him in an ISO, go to work.
Well, that's who we just heard there on the screen. He was very frustrated, and Delabadukva came over and went, yeah, I got you one.
What a last few seconds. The ball was in Tyler Harvey's hand. He had a chance to make it 13 the difference. Instead, there's a miss, and at the other end, the Kings make one of their two free throws. It's now 17 the difference heading into the final quarter. The Kings hold their ground. They've got one term to play as they shoot for 6 in a row and second spot on the NBL ladder. We're back to Kudos Bank Arena right after this.
Exactly like that. So let's get it going. Ladies and gentlemen, here come the cameras. Make some noise.
It's worth $1,500, $14.99, so it's a great price. Thanks to Harvey Norman and Cannon, who's got some creativity. King's Dance has got it, and they're holding the pole. Look how long they're holding to must be fit.
Congratulations, you're the winner. Thanks to Kevin and Harvey Norman. And the dancers, you can move now. They've struck the pose the whole time. Congratulations. Thank you, Harvey Norman. Thank you, Kevin. Sydney Kings fans, make some noise. Are you guys pumped? Cindy, you gotta put your hands together for them.
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's the Sydney Kings, 91 leading the Illawarra Hawks, 74 with 1 quarter to play. I was listening in to the Kings huddle. Brian Goorjian telling his troops we are flirting with danger. Let's crash the boards and lock this result away in the opening few minutes here, guys.
Foot on the throat stuff from Brian Goorjian. Thank you, Joe. Tyler Harvey with the season-high 25 points to three-quarter time on 7 of 11, including 4 triples. Not enough for Illawarra, who trailed by 17. Here's Kendrick Davis making it 19.
And Matty, Sydney came into this game #1 in the NBL in field goal percentage. And right now they are cooking at 59% from the field, including 55 from deep. Unbeatable numbers.
Their season shooting clip, 48%, which has them #1 in the league. Way above that tonight. Blanchfield to Hickey. Plenty of Sydney hands there. And the shot clock beats them.
Well, just want to elaborate what... Yeah, just listen to the referee there. Just want to elaborate what you're saying there, Derek. I mean, Sydney Kings have only shot 1 more shot than the Hawks. They're equal on the 3-point shots taken, and they've shot more free throws. It's just come down to shooting percentage. They literally have 35 makes to 28 and 11 3 makes to 6. They've just shot the ball really well.
McGee got the shot away in time, 93-76. How do the Hawks finish the game?
Well, this is not the way.
McGee to Hickey.
They got a bucket.
Yeah, but you're taking 20 seconds to get that shot, and the percentages say that's not going to happen all the time. And then they come down and do this. Like, it's just, you're just playing slow basketball. It just doesn't work, and it hasn't worked all year.
You win, Brad. Malawatch goes to 18 points for the game. That's an equal Sydney Kings high alongside Tim Suarez.
Just a balanced offensive production night from the Kings. 5 guys in double figures already and 2 guys with 9 points.
Equal career high now for McQuatch Malawatch. He's been to 18 a couple of times in NBL 24. And the count will be applied there for Sydney. Cooks gets the 2 and will go to the line for 1 more.
Well, when you come into this game, Derek, if I was to say to you, Kendrick Davis takes 6 shots and they're out by 20 with 98 points with 8 minutes to go, you would just go, what? This team...
You know, but it's been part of his growth as a point guard.
Agreed.
Not pressing the issue when it's not required. Making sure your teammates eat or get a chance to taste it.
5 guys double figures, 2 on 9. This team is just playing very good basketball.
Every time the Sydney Kings play at the moment, the MVP discussion comes up around performances like, again, tonight from Kendrick Davis, doing it in different ways, sometimes big points, sometimes big assists, other times being the conductor and knowing when to feed the other horses. How close do you have the Bryce Cotton, Kendrick Davis debate, Brad Rosen?
Oh, look, I mean...
Can Kendrick do enough between now and the end of the season to get it?
In my opinion, no. He is having an absolute wow of a season. But Bryce is just... I sometimes feel for Bryce because we just expect greatness every time he steps on the floor, and you expect it every single time. And 99% of it is. So I just think he's just a flat-out MVP of this league, but take nothing away from Kendrick. Any other year, he'd probably get it.
There's Will Hickey dropping 2. But Kings have 5 more regular season games after this one, Derek. Where do you have Kendrick? Do you agree with what Brad just outlined?
I agree wholeheartedly with what Brad said. I could say it better myself, but I won't.
There's Davis dropping a dime to Xavier Cooks to put the exclamation mark on that discussion.
Brad, I tease. No, it was very well, very well.
I'm going to go over to Flea and say you never played for the city.
Oh, the dunk from JaVale McGee. My goodness, 100 raised spectacularly by the Kings. As McGee says, I'll come back at you with a highlight.
Well, there could be a bit of time here, Derek. You finish this, you take this down to 17. You see that beautiful pass there, and Xavier Cook finishes. But what about this finish from JaVale McGee? We've seen some great dunks, but that one, wow.
He took 2 with him. Cooks and Suarez.
Well, this is it. 6 minutes 51. Down by 17. Plenty of time. Get some stops here. Make a run.
McGee goes to 15 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. If he sees enough court time, his 17th double-double of the season is up for grabs. Jalen Galloway, burst of speed to beat the Hawks.
He's cat quick. Does a good job of getting his hips low. And one of the rare athletes that can go from that low position to up above the rim in an instant.
The hook shot from JaVale spins through.
Derek, I agree with you, but Galloway just took 3 dribbles and laid it up.
Oh, like
there comes a time when you just got to say, I don't need help defense. You just got to stop your man. Just play up front and don't let him drive.
Every King on the floor has double figures. Xavier Cook's also on the bench currently with 15. Great spread of scoring from this team that has come together beautifully under Brian Goorjian. JaVale McGee with the miss. Last game, Brian Goorjian went to 587 NBL victories. And there's a tangle between Davis and McGee that threatens to escalate.
We haven't seen much of that this weekend, have we?
Guys, over here. Sydney, over here.
Well, this will be looked at from first half, but this looks like an unsportsmanlike. You can't grab him like that.
In fact, it's my correction. Wani Swaka bullet. McGee was there as peacekeeper.
Yeah, there's foul there, and then he just grabs him with his left. You can't do that. There, it's called an unsportsmanlike, and rightly so.
And now I think the Hawks coaching staff are going to question the referees as to why nothing is called on Davis for pushing off. But I think it's clean. Davis was like, get off me.
The reaction they have is the afters with Swaka on him. They have nothing extra.
So no, what?
Okay, so you're talking about
action. Did KD react? Yes or no?
Well, on this side of the floor, so I see his back. I don't know what he's actually done.
So when Swat fouled him, called a person foul, and KD pushed him, was that that's a reaction? So does he get anything for that?
I'll ask what they have, and then I'll get back to you.
Okay. So when they foul us, I tell them to push him. We don't make sure we don't receive anything. You can't ask them, you can't correct it after you messed it up.
I understand what you mean. It's similar to the Southeast Melbourne one, yeah.
And we always get the
that audio courtesy of the referees' microphones.
Well, it was well handled.
Right close there. We can listen into the conversation.
It was well handled by the referee, but Tatum's right.
The coach's mic's only going up during timeout. So there's Kendrick Davis having the last say. A big bomb, 107-85. They're back out by 20 plus.
A little fuse under him, Brad.
Yep.
Just got him going again.
And it's yet another 20-point plus game for KD. Who's gifted a rebound as well. Now Malawatch just can't stop scoring. He goes to a new career high. Malawatch, 21 points, 6 rebounds. What a step up for Bull Quoll. What a performance from the team in purple. Sydney 110, Illawarra 85. Malawatch, Brad, you spoke nicely about him earlier on. Watch this from KD, just a flick offload for
Well, it's his all-round game, Matty. You know, you see he's knocking down the three. He's done a great job tonight, and also he's got 21 points from 9-11 from the field today. Now, we talk about plus-minus. He's plus 30 to go with 6 rebounds, 0 turnovers, and 1 steal.
And Brian Gorgian has such depth on the wing. Tyler Robertson is a guy who's been playing very well, shooting the ball well. Well, there's just not many minutes for him tonight because of the performance of Maliwat.
Sean Bruce hasn't been on. It's the same thing, right? These guys are just... This has been the luck by having guys come in and out for the Kings with injuries. He's been able to play these next guys, and they're not just filling in now. They are playing substantial minutes, and Maliwat tonight has been amazing.
A Thursday night crowd enjoying what they've seen from their little master, number 1, Kendrick Davis. There he is, 4th on the Mitsubishi Motors 3-point leaders list. Bryce Cotton out in front, as we've come to expect. There are 6 Kings in double figures, and Torrey Craig will become the 7th if he scores, given he's on 9 points as we speak, and on the floor as well. Not the huge numbers he gave us last start against Adelaide, but a very tidy 3 of 4, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Just the 1 turnover, and Suarez is turning the Hawks over.
The offensive execution is progressively improving each game as Delvedova and Harvey are tangled up off the ball.
Suarez to 20 on 8 of 13 shooting. QJ Peterson hasn't been able to get away on Sydney. 8 points, 3 of 5. That's his tally at the time being. Suarez again for 3 more. He's 1 short of his season high and career high. 24 round 6 against South East Melbourne under real threat. Harvey shakes Delvedova, leaves it short. Rebound, Davis. So that highest score of the season for Sydney, 119 against Cairns, in real threat. There is the 7th King into double figures, Torrey Craig.
The confidence levels are so high that they're making professional basketball players look like they don't belong on the court.
Well, you talk about made threes. Look at that 89, Bryce Cotton. Now, I want to go back to 1990, Derek. Your MVP season. Do you know how many you made?
I have no idea.
126 made threes. That is pretty outstanding, mate. From 740 shots. No.
Now, look here. There were 48-minute games.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you really kind of equalize it.
I'll tell you what it is. It's a lot.
Back to his 2,836 assists for D. Rucker in a moment. Here's Will Hickey getting the 2. He ranked 4th. Can you name the 3 blokes above him, Brad Rosen?
Oh, God.
All NBL assists.
Oh, yeah, I think that were... I'm going to Ricky Grace, D-Mac, and Andrew Gay. Good job. Yeah.
Delvedova scores. So there's the 119. They've equalled their highest score of the season. And there's 3 minutes to play. Strolling to Hickey, and that'll be waved away.
Number 5, hold. Didn't go in. The ball didn't go in the baseline.
Well, obviously this game is coming to a situation where Illawarra are not going to win, but now I want to talk to you, Derek, 48 hours away. They are still a chance to make the playoffs. It's mathematical whichever way you want. We know the injuries that are going on from the teams above them. They've got Perth coming in. What do you do now for Illawarra?
Reader will go to the line, having watched the shot fall. You know what? They're gone in this game, the Hawks.
Yeah.
But every point is important. If they can get enough wins to catch the jack jumpers, percentage
well, they've got to
win the side.
They've got to get 1 more because they're a long way behind.
Well, they've got to find a way to get Sam Froling involved in playing well again and feeling good about himself. And whenever he performs well, the Hawks are much better. And I thought QJ Peterson didn't have the proper aggression early in this game.
He's taken 5 shots, Derek. It's not enough.
He's too talented a scorer.
Yeah. Hunter Goodrick getting some game time now.
Travel.
The most points any team has scored against a Justin Tatum team is 124 by the Phoenix in round 16, but that was overtime. So that 124 mark, you'd imagine, will fall as well. So the Kings breaking all sorts of records, their own season high. Most points ever conceded by a Justin Tatum team. Quite the night for the Kings. QJ Peterson elevates for a three, knocks it down.
It's a shame he didn't really try and crack the whip. Davo gets a steal.
Waved away, and then Greta follows up and finishes. You're right back to QJ Peterson, Derek. 2 of 3 from the land of plenty, I mean. Outside, the perimeter. Luetha finding his way onto the court as well. You'd expect Doc Maluol might also be given some court time.
Front court.
Luetha, that 21-year-old playing his 11th NBL game in this is rookie season. He's seen game time in both earlier games against the Hawks, but hasn't scored against Illawarra yet. Played with a miss. Goodrick the rebounds.
Of course, there's an offensive rebound to be had. He's going to be nearby.
Sean Bruce out there as well, and now Craig fouled by Will Hickey. So 3 shots to come for Torrey Craig. There'll be plenty of shots taken when the Harlem Globetrotters come down under again. 100 years they've been thrilling, making us laugh, providing joy. Don't miss your chance to watch them in Australia and New Zealand. Scan that QR code, get involved. The Globetrotters coming to town. Maybe they'll be inspired by what the Kings have done tonight.
A little Globetrotters about the Kings tonight. That was a nice little... You just saw Torrey Craig having a little chat with Tatum. Don't forget he was playing with his son about 8 months ago in the Boston Celtics. So, nice little moment there.
It's a small world, the basketball world.
Yep. Torrey spending time at Denver, Milwaukee, Phoenix, Indiana, Chicago, and Boston, as you mentioned. Remarkable to think that his last stop down under was the Gold Coast Rollers in the old QBL.
Yeah, I remember.
Went from Cairns in 2016 to the Wellington Saints to the Brisbane Bullets in 17, the Gold Coast Rollers, then 538 NBA games. QJ Peterson again. This time it's an air ball. Johnny Narkle out there. And you just keep it in the front court. Greta scores.
Well, he never gives up. He just plays so hard, this guy.
He has 17 points for the season, 1 shy of his season high, Brad.
He's just everything about Illawarra, what we speak about. That's a nice turnaround, but just plays hard, always 100 miles an hour in a good way. So good to see. He's had some injuries, but it's great to see him out there knocking down shots and playing the way he's playing.
Jackson Ball, given some court time as well. He's been a starter on 4 occasions in this his rookie NBL season. Court time late for the young Kiwi. What about this score? 122-100.
Well, I mean, Illawarra have got to the 100, which is pretty amazing. But you look at Sydney's next games, obviously away, but look at that Southeast Melbourne. That's going to be a wow.
Down in the gong.
Yeah.
Another matchup against Perth. These final few rounds are going to be so intriguing, Matt.
Yeah, Illawarra's run home as they chase the top 6. Home against Perth, home against Adelaide, in New Zealand, Sydney again in the gong, and Melbourne and Tasmania, so it's tough.
Yeah, it's very tough.
Whereas, as Narkle at the line gets the first.
Well, we spoke to Gorge in the pre-game, and he made no qualms. They want second spot. They want that semi-final. So this is, you know, as he said, yeah, Illawarra coming in here and needing a win, but yeah, we want that second spot. Tonight they take over by percentage only. That's South Australia. But huge.
But I think implied in what he said was we want at least second spot.
Yeah, good call.
There's Sean Bruce, his first shot of the game. Luethawan lets rip. And Greeter gets the rebound. QJ Peterson looking for ball, who tips it on. Narkle in the corner. No. Froling gets the rebound and the foul call and the shot to go.
Well, if there are any positives for Illawarra, it's the fact that their offense was able to crank out 100+ points against the best defense in the competition. Now, a lot of that was due to pace, but they also shot it at 50%. Although they didn't get it done from the three-point line, only 8 of 28. 13 turnovers isn't horrible. But clearly no match for the Sydney Kings.
The Kings are looking for the final shot of the game. Matthew Dellavedova. The ball comes to Torrey Craig. Turn shot too late. But it is a complete display from Sydney as they crush Illawarra. 122-104. Court announcer Eric Stevens in game 250 leading the Kings celebrations, and they should be celebrations after their highest score of the season, one of their most complete performances of the campaign, Derek.
It was an outstanding game from the tip to the final horn. The Kings were never in doubt. Very good on the defensive end. Kendrick Davis led from the front. Great 4 game from him. Very efficient, 22 points, 9 assists. Great support right throughout the roster. Suarez had 23, Malawach had 21.
Workmanlike, and look at that ladder. The Sydney Kings take second spot over Southeast. Just on percentages at the moment, but that is what they want. And for Illawarra, yeah, they're not far away, but it's a long climb.
6 straight wins for Sydney. They seal second spot for the time being. A trip to Cairns on Sunday for the Kings, who right now, in many respects, look unstoppable.
Yeah, they are, and the way they're playing is just, they have faith in each other, they believe, and you can just see there is a comfort around this team that is looking very, very good.
Well, I love the mix of maturity, youth, and championship experience that has been held over from previous teams. And the Sydney Kings, they're a real powerhouse.
Let's go over to Joe with our Foot Locker player of the game. A very familiar face to you, Joe.
Exactly right, Kendrick Davis. Talking to him again, KD. A big win for you guys. 7 players in double figures. How complete is this team?
Very complete. 1 through 14, we believe in them. From Tyler to Louette. So, I mean, coaching his butt off right now, man. Like, coach of the year for sure.
It's going to happen again. You've got to go and get into this team photo. Sorry, guys. We'll be back with more interviews in a second.
Well done, Joe. No, great respect shown. They've sealed the Freeway Series, so that trophy returns to Sydney. Xavier Cooks, proud Illawarra boy, now playing with Sydney long term. And Kendrick comes back to Joe, but
and
the celebrations continue.
Look, you just love it. The feeling that he's got for his coach is it's I don't want to say it's unnormal, but you just don't hear the raps of what a guy feels like with his coach. He knows why he came here, but you look at his game: 22 points, 9 assists. He only took minimal shots. It was 8 shots for the whole game, and just played a really good game.
Brian Goorjian, 6-time Coach of the Year. Kendrick Davis says it should be a 7th-time Coach of the Year. Josh King and South East Melbourne supporters might argue that. I suppose the run to the end of the regular season might just decide the tightest award on awards night.
Well, I think whoever gets hot, and both teams are pretty hot, but Sydney are hotter.
Yeah.
And I'm leaning toward Brian Goorjian.
Joe has a couple of hot hands beside her, Joe.
I certainly do, McQuartz, Malawach and Timmy Suarez. Guys, you're up to second on the ladder. I know that you are hunting that. How important was this win?
Yeah, it's very important. You know, last year, Illawarra beat us pretty good. So we wanted to come out and win a game in front of our fans tonight.
Now, you had a couple of very impressive plays tonight. Talk us through that dunk. When you've got time like that, how good does something like that feel?
I mean, I did a similar dunk at practice the other day, and I missed it. So I just wanted to redeem myself. So that was what was that all about.
Well, Timmy's nodding his head. He was clearly impressed. I just asked Kendrick how complete this team is. You guys are doing it by committee. It must be really impressive and comforting knowing how confident you guys are at the moment.
No, this guy right here has been our MVP the last couple games. I mean, with Bull going down and some of the guys going down, this guy has really stepped up and been our elite defender. We got guys that can help him now too, but if it wasn't for McQuatch, we wouldn't be where we are today.
And what about your own performance as well? Up against a couple of really tough bigs this evening. That's a massive role for you, but you dominated yet again.
No, it's good that we got most guys that can play multiple positions. We can spread the floor, we can play inside. We got a little bit of everything, so that's the beauty of what they've created here, and we're going to keep going with it.
You guys are on a roll at the moment. You've got Cairns away coming up. How do you keep this going and capitalise on second spot?
Keep McQuatch guarding the ball, and we should be good.
Nah, just, come and play defense, and, Gorge is going to put a game plan. As long as we follow that, we feel pretty good about it.
You guys are rolling at the moment. Go and enjoy this win.
Thank you.
Great chat, Joe. We'll get to Timmy Suarez in a moment. McQuatch Malawatch, a career high tonight. McQuatch, I tell you what, it's one thing to be given an opportunity, it's another thing to make the most of it.
And I love how he's going about his business. He's not forcing anything. He understands that with the talent on this roster, easy scoring opportunities will present if he plays the right way. He had 21 points on 9 of 11 shooting, 6 rebounds, a couple of steals, and a block shot. Just a complete two-way basketball game by McQuatch Malawatch. And Brad, the thing I like about him is that he continues to improve game after game, and Tim Suarez was outstanding as well.
Another great game for him as well. But what about Timmy saying about not watch just yet? He's the player of the MVP last few weeks, which is brilliant. But how good was this guy tonight? 23 points, 9 of 14, 5 of 6 from the three-point line from the big. But he really established himself down low. I mean, let's be honest, JaVale McGee was a no-show tonight. He had 17 points, but he really didn't make an impact. And take nothing away from JaVale, that is the defense that the Sydney Kings have stepped, and that man, Tim Suarez, did a great job tonight.
Jimmy Suarez only 1 point shy of his career high. His 5 made threes is an NBL high for Tim Suarez. As we've said during the broadcast, they have so many pieces, the Sydney Kings. No wonder they're on this 6-game winning streak and posting winning titles like 122. We'll break from Kudos Bank Arena on a big night for the Kings. On the other side, Joe Healy, Derek Rucker and Brad Rosen wrap up another big win for Brian Goorjian's team.
watching the Hungry Jacks NBL. The Sydney Kings are 122 winners over the Illawarra Hawks, 104. The Sydney Kings with a huge win up to second on the ladder. So impressive indeed, dominating that New South Wales rivalry. I'm Jo Healy alongside Derek Rucker, Brad Rosen, and it's a pleasure to welcome in Torrey Craig as well. Torrey, you really look like you're enjoying it out there with the Kings in your first 3 games.
Yeah, it's been an easy fit so far. The guys are easy to play with. Coach has been doing a great job of trying to prepare me the best way he can. And I've just been going out there and playing off my instincts and just trying to get us as many wins as possible.
The first thing I've noticed about you is the improvement in your jump shot. Is it the fact that our three-point line's a little bit closer, or have you really got an elite stroke now?
I just think it's years of hard work, summer work on your shot. When I go to my workouts, I work on NBA three-pointers, mid-range, 15-footers, floaters. So shooting is shooting at the end of the day. So yeah.
I was ready for your first game, and I was watching you against Tasmania, and the thing that I couldn't believe is how ready you were. Like, you hadn't played a lot from what I understand, but you're so ready. How do you prepare for that when you really don't know where you're going to be and when you're playing?
Well, I've always been pretty good with my conditioning, and even though I wasn't playing, I was still going to work out every day, 3 times a day, twice a day. So it was like months and months of that. And yeah, so when I came here, I knew I would be ready to play right away.
How much did you know about this Kings lineup before you signed?
I didn't know much. I knew a couple of the players, Sean Bruce, KD, X, Deli, but I wasn't super familiar with them. But once I watched a couple of games and seen them win in Perth, and I got an idea real quick on the type of style of game they played and collectively of how they've been winning so many games.
You guys have moved up to second on the ladder. How much has that been talked about among the group? I feel like we've heard whispers. The guys know it's in the back of their minds, but you've got it now, and you've got the opportunity to capitalise against Cairns.
Oh, we know. Well, I know. I pay attention. I was watching the Perth and Southeast Melbourne game the other night. So, yeah, you're aware of stuff like that, and we know how important it is to finish first, second, or third. We know the modifications of that, so we definitely trying to be top seed.
Talk to me about the difference in the league from the last time you played here compared to now.
I say the pace is a lot faster. It's athletes on every team, even on our team, guys like JG and Wash and those guys fly around, and every team is just getting up and down the floor, high-scoring games. It wasn't quite like that when I was here.
When your agent called you and said, right, the Kings are on the phone, we want to be able to come, why Sydney? Why back to the NBL?
I thought about it for a couple of days, and I don't know, it just felt right. Just kind of where it all started in the NBL. I always said toward the end of my career, I would always come back and play in the NBL before I hung it up. And I still got a lot of basketball left in me, but I just thought it was a perfect opportunity to come back and play basketball again.
Has anything surprised you about being back here in Sydney?
Nah. I already knew Sydney was a beautiful city. They had a strong fan base. It's a winning culture here. So I pretty much knew that even when I was out here the first time. So yeah, I was just excited to come back and get started again.
Well, Torrey, you have many fans still up in Queensland, and I always respected you because after the Bullet season, you went and played QBL, or what we call now NBL 1, to get yourself ready, and that kind of set you up for what was to be your subsequent NBA career.
Yeah, I just like playing basketball, man. It don't matter what league or what level. I see it as an opportunity for me to go out and do something I love to do every day, and that's what that was, unfortunately.
See, Brad, it's not all about the money.
Hey,
there you go.
This guy never played for the Sydney Kings, so we won't talk to him. But I do want to throw one thing at you. Favourite moment in the NBA?
Favorite moment in the NBA? I would say making it to the finals in 2021 with Phoenix. That was definitely a highlight of my career. And being a pivotal piece on that team. We came up short, but just making it to the finals and being able to say you played in the NBA finals it's a pretty cool experience.
Well, hopefully many more highlights to come. Who knows, the championship this year with the Sydney Kings. Torrey, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Good game.
Thank you.
Torrey Craig there from the Sydney Kings. A massive win over the Illawarra Hawks, guys. Let's take a look at the Mitsubishi Motors ladder. They're up to second.
Well, that's huge. Massive victory. And the thing, Brad, if you look at the percentage points in the far right column, the Kings are #1 in the league.
and the Adelaide 36ers are clearly in their sights.
Oh, yeah, no question. And then you look at the fact that the Kings have to play Phoenix. I'm already looking forward to that game. But there's so many to go. You just see so many teams. I know Illawarra have got Perth coming up. We are getting to the greatest time of the season. It's the pointy end, and then we're going to have play-ins, playoffs, semis, finals. This thing's not ended yet. It's great.
What next for the Illawarra Hawks? Because the door isn't closed for them, but it got a whole lot harder tonight.
Joe, they are in a hole, and they've got to find a way to dig themselves out. They must attack, but in a defensive mindset. It starts there. They've got to come up with a scheme.
Thanks so much for joining us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. A massive game for the Sydney Kings, a huge win, the Illawarra Hawks.
Well, I just want to talk about why we've got you, Joe, because we're back now. So the Illawarra Hawks you're seeing here, they've got a run home that is good enough to be able to make it, but it's on them. For me, if I'm Justin Tatum, I'm playing 5 guys that want to be on the court. I don't care where you are, number 1 to number 12. I just want 5 guys that play for 40 minutes.
I like it.
They've got a big game coming up on Saturday against the Perth Wildcats. Thank you so much for joining us here at Kudos Bank Arena. It has been an absolute pleasure, a massive win for the Sydney Kings. NBL 26 continues tomorrow night.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.